Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a beautiful day. This is the second time I'm doing this because I forgot to plug in my mic the first time. But we are doing a market watch again today. So I had a lot of good feedback on my last one, so I'm going to try to do this as a weekly thing, going through some sealed and some singles that I found up or down through the week. Before I start, as always, gumgum.gg. This is where I like to kind of start my day to get a quick snapshot of the TCG market, as well as see what popular decks or what decks are winning out there. But really, sometime in the middle of the day. I'm not sure exactly when it updates, but I always check sometime in the afternoon or evening, my time. And as you can see, it shows me what cards have been going up, and then if I keep going down here, it also shows me which cards have been going down. So I kind of look at this and see if I can find some trends. So again, I know I talked about it last time, but I just wanted to reiterate. I think gumgum.gg is a great website to kind of start and see where the market is going. All right, so just want to add a little bit of structure to the market watch. Last time I felt like I was kind of doing a little bit of scattered, so I wanted to really start with some sealed product and start where I started last week, which is OP13. So last week when I was talking OP13, cases were sitting around 3,000, and it looks like cases today are sitting around 3,400. So we see an increase, and I still think we're going to continue seeing an increase of this set exponentially, right? I mean, it's a goated set. I still believe it's the best set Bandai has released of One Piece, and I still believe if you want to rip this now, or if you want to buy and hold it, I think this is the time to do that. I know boxes are already sitting around 290 bucks. Yeah, so the cheapest one I can get is 292. Looks like somebody sold it for 250, but and a couple 250s, but 295s, but it's sitting around 300 bucks. And now that you think, if you do the math, 3,400 divided by 12 boxes in a case, that's about like $185 per box. I know it's only $5, pretty much the same price, but usually there is a premium on cases, just because of those guaranteed hits. So it makes more sense to buy a case rather than the loose boxes, because if you didn't know, so let me explain what I mean by guarantee hits. In a case there are 12 boxes, and in each case there are a number of guaranteed hits. So of the high rarity stuff, so the SPs, it's only usually, I've seen some cases where there's 3, but usually there is only 2 per case and a possibility of 1 manga per case, right? And so if you were to buy loose boxes, it's possible that a person could be selling what is called a dead box. And a dead box just means it came from a case where the guaranteed hits have already been hit. So somebody opened a couple boxes from a case and pulled a manga and the SP, or manga and 2 SPs, so the rest of the boxes are dead because there's not going to be SP or manga in there. So they sell that on TCG Player. So you got to be pretty careful when you are buying loose boxes on TCG. I tried to look for a a verified seller or a known seller that I know of if I am buying loose boxes, but usually cases are going to be the way to go. I know they are more pricey, not everybody can afford cases, but it is going to be the way to go if you're looking to invest, because it will have those hits inside of them. Okay. But as I was saying, if you're looking to rip, now is the time to buy this. So basically same thing I said last week, because I still think this is going to skyrocket in price in the near future. I know that we just finished with the second wave of prints, so it's going to be pretty dry for a while until there's another print run. Usually Bandai waits somewhere between 3 to 6 months to do another print run, but because of demand, I'm not sure if Bandai is going to be doing anything about that. Hopefully they do, but if not, if you see the same kind of pattern as before, we're not going to see we're going to see this price increase. Demand's going to keep the same, but the supply is going to diminish until they print again. And even when they do print again, I have a feeling it's just going to get eaten up pretty quickly, because usually that second print run is not as abundant as the first and second waves. So buy now, rip now while you still can. Moving on, last week I also talked about OP11. Again, still a great set to buy and invest. It's starting to become a little bit pricey, I'm not gonna lie. Boxes are $230. I mean, I was able to buy a box of this at MSRP last week, and then it went from $125 to $185, and now the boxes are $229, so $230 per box. I mean, the big chase in this is that gold SP Luffy and the silver SP Luffy. Besides that, there's just, you know, there it is a Luffy manga, but the rest of the set, I believe there's not too many chases. So this was a great set to rip when it was affordable, but it's kind of getting in that range where it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to rip if you're just chasing for the gold SP. But it's still a good set to you know, buy a case of and hold, in my opinion. A case or a few boxes. The other set I want to talk about, PRB. So I know my last video there was a section that kind of got cut off, but I was talking about PRB02. Last week I was saying this was the best set to purchase, to rip, and to invest in, because last week this set was only, or a case of PRB02 was only $1,700 to $1,800, right? Yeah, 12.1 around that time when I made that video. It was only 17 to 1,800 a case. And for the manga, Sanji manga also being 1,800, it just didn't make sense when the manga itself was the same price as the case, along with everything else that comes with it. Because I mean, you still have all the gold dons, with several of them being over 100. You have all the SPs that are over 100, some of them over 200, and you have cards like the Gum Gum Giant that is hitting 600. So it was just, for the prices of the cards and for as cheap as the case was, it just didn't make sense. So if you saw that video or my last video and bought a few boxes, then you are up, right? Because now cases at the lowest I can get from a verified seller is going to be 2,500. And I still believe this case or this set is going to increase in price for several reasons. One, it's a specialty set, so it's going to be limited, kind of like PRB01. They kind of just do that for initial print run, and then whatever's out there is out there. Unless you're, again, at a Bandai store and you're able to get one, it's going to be hard to find you know, a lot of these in the near future. So if you're looking to buy and hold, I still think it's absolutely great price to do it at, because I do see in this hitting 3K fairly soon. If you're looking to purchase and rip, I mean, the boxes are $250 with usually once sets hit to like that $250-$300 range, depending on what you could possibly hit in this set, makes it viable. This is still, I believe, even at $230, $250 a box, I still think it's still decent to rip. Again, because there are multiple $100, $200 chases, and also some of the alt arts and just the SRs in this set, and even the rares in this set are still very good and playable. The Zoro rare, the 4-cost blocker, the rare itself is like $10. So even though out of every box I've opened up, maybe gotten, if I'm lucky, I get 2 of those Zoro rares. But there's other ones in there too, like the Bonnie, the Kobe, some of the alt arts like the Boa. The Boa SR is like $12. The alt art, I think is over $100 now too. So again, lots of good $100+ cards in this set. So if you are looking to purchase and open, I think this is still a good time to do so, because again, we'll give it a few months and we're not going to be able to really find any out there. A set that I think is very undervalued or flying under the radar is Legacy of the Master. I mean, there was a buyout. When was this buyout? Okay, so this buyout was pretty recent. So 42 cases of OP12 sold between December 4th to December 6th, 1265. Okay, so this case was $1,200, $1,300 a case, it looks like, not that long ago. And now the cheapest one I can get Cheapest one I can get is $16.50, and it looks like the boxes are $135. I think the prices of this box is going to keep going up, and the cases of the set is also gonna keep going up. Because if you just look at the cards inside the set, there's a lot of great cards in here. You have the Bonnie Manga, who has become more popular in the anime as well as the manga. I mean, if you've seen EB04 cover, it is a picture of Bonnie. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'll just say just that. But it is, Bonnie is on the cover of EB04, right? And she's just, I mean, she's relevant in the anime right now on Egghead. So she's gaining popularity, so I can see her manga going up. And then you have the gold and silver Blackbeard SPs. I mean, he's a Yonko, and he's also going to be a very relevant antagonist in the anime. So I can see him gaining popularity in the anime as well, which can bump the price of his gold and silver SP. And then other than that, I mean, you got DMG, you got Booth Burst, so that's basically Zoro and Sanji event mangas. You got the Zoro leader, which looks pretty sick. You got Zoro Juro and Ace SP, and some other great cards in here too, like Kuma, the Sanji TR. You got the Mihawk and the Perona cards. So for $134, I really don't think you can go wrong. Best bang for your buck outside of PRB, the second best bang for your buck, the highest ROI. So I do think the cases and the boxes are going up. So this is one of those things where I'm going to say buy it now to rip while it still makes sense, and also one for you to kind of buy and just hold on to, because I think it's good. I think it's going to be not S tier like what OP13, OP09 are, but I think it's like one below it. Another set I kind of wanted to talk about really briefly is Two Legends. So Two Legends has always been just a boo-boo set. Less than $100. Nobody wanted it. Nobody loves Rayleigh manga. But surprisingly, for whatever reason, Rayleigh manga, I think sold for around like $600. And then the box itself now is over, it's more than Legacy of the Master. So Legacy of the Master is $135. Two Legends is now last sold $144. Even last before that, $160, $144. Well, it looks like around like $145, $150. And it's just not as many chases as in Two Legends. I'm sorry, as many chases as in Legacy of the Master. So I think that's the better bang for your buck. But I mean, it still has really great cards that are over, the $100-$200 mark. You have Ace and Bonnie manga, two very popular ones. You got the Egghead Luffy treasure rare, which I think is the best, and a lot of people think is the best treasure rare. Over $200. I can't tell you how many people came by my table over the weekend at Front Row Portland trying to sell me that card. I just couldn't empty my pockets and buy them. But it's $200 raw, $1,000 in a PSA 10. Pretty insane. And then there's still other good cards, but really somewhat inexpensive. The Chopper alt leader, I think it's sitting around like $40-$50 now. And then you have other SPs in here like Pudding and Tashigi. You got Gecko and Queen. Not too many people care about that, but I mean, they're still SP. They are still SP, so they're still high in demand. But if Legacy of the Masters ends up becoming bought out, this would probably be the next best buy for best bang for your buck if you're looking to rip. But definitely not a set that I would buy and hold. This is more of I would buy and to rip it and test my luck and try to rip one of these top cards chases right here. If you're looking to buy and hold, I think this is probably going to be one of the lower kind of like D tier boxes that you would want to buy and hold. All right, so those are all the sealed I wanted to talk about. I was looking and doing some research, looking at cards, and I was primarily looking at cards between 01, 04, some of the older sets. So I have basically all the 01 cards here. We all know 01 is doing insane stuff right now. Besides the SP, so this 01 was before SPs. We got the alt leaders and alt arts. I mean, all these alt leaders got bought out. Pretty much, and I do not see any of these going down in prices. It's just O1 is not attainable anymore. I doubt there's not very many people who are going to be open, a $1,500 box or a $5,000 box. So realistically, whatever is out there is out there. The only way you'll be able to get your hands on this is from another collector or vendor or card shop, right? So if you're looking to collect and hold something long term and see, the value of those cards appreciate, I think O1 cards are going to be the best to do so. Some of these cards are really kind of getting out of reach already. Zora, I remember buying this less than a year ago for $165 because they're right, and so now the most recent sale is $500. The one before that, $310, $500. So you see a gradual increase, right? So beginning of November, you're looking at $265, going up to $300, $350. We completely skipped the $400s, and now it's a $500 card. And I think the lowest TCG available is $700, and I think it's gonna just keep going. So I mean, these cards are just gonna go to the moon, right? So equivalent to SPs. I think this is even more rare and more valuable than some of the SPs. Just because it does come from O1. Even the non-popular characters like King, Crocodile, and Kaido. I mean, King himself right here, I think was like a $30 or $40 card. Yeah, it looks like a $40 card. This was back in August. As you can see, there's not that many sales, right? So I mean, I just scrolled a little bit and I'm already back at August. There's just not that many out there, right? There's 15 listings right now, and the lowest TCG available that's near mint, it's $200. Okay, and this was a few months ago, $30, $40, and even in November it was only $40. So it really is just recently during this buyout or this One Piece hype where collectors have come in, where we see this increase in price to this $100-$200 price. What's out there is out there. I don't think I'm gonna see a lot of these decrease. It's definitely not gonna go back to the $40 that we saw before. I think a lot of folks are coming into the hobby to collect, and they're gonna look at the most valuable, the most rare, and that's gonna be besides SPs, it's gonna be some of these older alt arts and alt leaders. So all these alt leaders and obviously the popular alt arts like Nami, Zoro, Luffy, Boa, market price 131, insane. This was my chase when O1, never got it, and it's $180. I still don't have this card, and I don't think I'm gonna buy this at $180. So I think I might have missed the boat on that one. But this is the original Boa. Original Boa. But yeah, I think people are going to look towards the older sets and the older collectible alt leaders and alt arts. Okay. O2 Smoker. This one is nostalgic for me. So this was my main deck back in the day. And then recently Gecko Moria and Ice Age got banned, so no longer play this deck. I broke this deck apart, but I think at its peak this was a $200 card because of its playability and because it's older set. It was like, I think at the peak like $200. And then after that ban, as you can see, I mean, I don't even have to tell you, look at that. It just tanked, right? So I mean, that's just an indication how much of a player market this used to be, right? Once it's not playable anymore, boom, down to $60. $60, yeah, like down to $60. That's sad. But look at this, Black Friday sale, One Piece hype, boom. We just see buyout, and now even though the last sale looks like it's sitting between like $80 and $90, maybe $100, the lowest I can get it is $169. So very clear indication this is a collector investor buyout looking towards older sets, alt arts, and leaders before SPs became a thing. I can still see this going back to a $200 card. So in my opinion, this is still a little bit under what I think it will settle at. If you're looking to collect, I would say the same, go towards these older sets when you do see them, picking up while you can. Besides, there are other alt leaders such as Sanji from the older set, but those have already kind of skyrocketed past the point where I think I need to talk about it. But some of the alt arts in the set that I think are very collectible and I think are undervalued is this Uta alt art. So this was 18 bucks at one point. It looks like somebody missed the memo and ended up selling one for, or a couple people, 18, 19. It's like a couple of these sprinkled in here, but this was like a $15 to $20 card not too long ago. But it looks like it's closer to like a $40 card now. I know there's only that one sale at $40, but TCG low, $36. I still think this is a undervalued card. Uta being a fan favorite, and also she's gonna have a manga in EB03 that might raise more popularity, more curiosity who she is. Folks who are getting into the hobby maybe not have watched the movie, and after watching the movie they might come out and look for some Uta cards. I can see that happening. I can also see Uta having a role in the actual manga itself, maybe a small part, but that can gain popularity. There's just a lot of X factors when it comes to Uta, so I think this is undervalued, and it could possibly grow much more. Another card, Boa Hancock Box Topper. So if you don't know, 01, so Romance Dawn and Paramount War had box toppers for their blue and red bottoms. 01 had Perona probably be the best one, and then 02, this Boa Hancock is the best box topper. Luckily, I have one of these. I think at most it was like 20 bucks when it first came out, and it stayed at 20 bucks forever. So let me see how far I have to go back. So yeah, looks like 20 bucks, right? So 20 bucks back in November. And let's see when do I start seeing it pop up? It looks like a gradual increase, $30, $40, $50. Lowest TCG available for a near mint copy, $53. I don't know if this chart is accurate or not, but we can see kind of a gradual increase in value. So not a crazy buyout, but I do see this card continually grow in value over time. Again, it's an older card, it's a box topper, and it's Boa, so it hits a lot of check boxes. So let's see how many are available at this like 50 price. So there's a decent amount at this 50 price, but again, I can see this having a gradual increase, so I wouldn't wait on this card now. If you're looking to collect and you are a Gooner collector like myself who loves Boa and Nami, I would pick up this card. The only manga I wanted to talk about today is Soga King, because for whatever reason, Soga King does not get love, or this manga does not get love. I think at the cheapest it was like 300 bucks, which is insane for a manga and how rare it is. And it was sitting for 300 a long time. Even the PSA 10s were like 550, 600 maybe. And now this thing is like $2,000 in a PSA 10. $2,000 in a PSA 10, like $18 to $2,000 PSA 10. But the most recent sale of it is only 700 bucks. I mean, usually the mangas, if we look at the other mangas, they're all 2x, right? So the manga PSA 10, it doubles its value. And this one, cheapest one available, let's see what's the cheapest. Cheapest one available, 700. Next one after that is 819, and then you're looking at 819, 829, and then you're looking at 1,000. So I think this is one of the most undervalued mangas, especially for it being an older set. I can see this one, the next one being bought out, and this is gonna be like $1,000 manga. To be honest, I can just add these to my cart right now and be the person who buys it out. Not gonna do it. Not saying I'm not gonna do it, but I'm just saying. Let me see. Can I even add this to the cart? So I can. Okay. So I can still add it to the cart. So if you don't know, sometimes the listing doesn't catch up to TCG player, and so sometimes if I add it to the cart, it'll pop up an error message saying that that listing no longer exists. So good practice when you're comping cards or when you're making deals or whatever, to not just look at the lowest verified, but add it to cart and see if you can. If you can, then that's truly a lowest listing. If you can't, then we go to the next one until it is. So just a little tip for you guys. But yeah, super undervalued manga. So it's Soga King. I mean, it's not God Usopp, but it is still a Straw Hat crew member. I don't know if there's many Usopp enjoyers out there, but for those Usopp enjoyers out there, grab your mangas, boys and girls. This is still a great card. Speaking of Usopp, we got a Usopp from the same set, but alt art. This art is sick. I mean, it's like usually I'm not a big fan of like the action poses, but this one, like, it does it really well. This was I don't think this was an ever really a playable card, but it was always a cheap card. So it's like it's a $10 card right now, guys. It was only a $5 card before. So yeah, 2x. It went up 2 times. Jesus. Okay, never mind. Now it's a $20 card because the lowest listing is $18.50, $27. So get this now. One of the better Usopp better Usopp arts out there right now. And let me tell you, there's not that many. There's not a whole lot. Besides this one, there's the EB02, and then there's the God Usopp, which is hands down has to be the best art for Usopp right now. There's just not a whole lot of Usopp arts out there. So it coming from an older set and going out rotation, and people are kind of come to this more of a as a play, or not playable, but as a collectability kind of card. I think this card can reach higher heights. I can see it going like 40, maybe even $50, which is crazy, I know, but I can see it happening. Another card. So as you can see, I'm not talking about SPs or anything today because I don't think I need to. But you guys let me know if you guys want me to talk more about those SPs, anything I see that. I just think it's kind of a moot point because we all know they're all doing crazy stuff. Example, Miss All Sunday. The SP of this card I think is like $250. The PSA BGS 10s are ranging between $600 to $750. Actually, I think the most recent sale of the BGS is over $800 of the Miss All Sunday SP. So, I mean, $250, a lot of people can't afford that $250, but this right here is a very good alternative. The texturing is not as great as the SP, I'll give it that, but I think this is still one of the better Robin cards that are out there, and at an affordable price. So, I mean, let's see what sales are looking like before, because I think this was always been, or maybe not. Yeah, so before, looks like back in late around Halloween time, or even it was around $20. Okay, look at this, Gem Mint 10 for $50. And let's fast forward to Black Friday sale on the 28th. We see $36, and looks like it's kind of been sitting around that $36 to $40 range. Lowest TCG available is $54. So I mean, we're already seeing the increase, right? It looks like there was a recent buyout when they were sitting around that 25 or lower value. So still one of the cards I think is a good buy, especially if you don't want to spend the money on the Miss All Sunday SP. This is a great alternative, a cheaper alternative, still a very beautiful card. All right, so besides some of the older sets, I was also just looking at PRB, EB02, EB01, kind of those specialty sets, and see what kind of been going on with those cards. And again, besides the mangas and SPs, boy oh boy, some of these alt arts from PRB01 has gone crazy. Again, people love their boas, and this card is now $120 card. It was the lowest listing looking like $130. So $130 card. This was, I think, before like a $50. Oh my god, even lower than that. Look at that, guys. So $35, $37, $40 card. And then it looks like last month 65 and now 120, so it kind of 2x twice. And do we see any like buyouts? I mean, yes, buyouts, but it's just not that, there are just not that many available in the market. And I believe it's because it's a specialty set. Pure EB01 had so many alt arts, and it's just, there's just not that many out there. But because there's so many alt arts, it was hard to get the one that you wanted. Right, so I just don't think there's a whole lot of these Boa Hancock alt arts out there in general. I mean, there's only 13 listings, and I mean that's pretty normal unless it's like a SR or rare. You don't see very many listings of these alt arts and SPs, right? You're looking at most like 20, 25 at most of the time. But right now there's only 13 listings. The lowest one's 130, and it goes to 139, 144. So I mean, it gradually increases, right? So you don't see multiple at that 130. You're gonna see that increase. So pattern here, the point I want to get across is these specialty sets, because the low print run and scarcity, that I think these are good cards to pick up, and cards that you want to pick up sooner than later. It might be a little bit late for Premium Booster 01 just because it's a year old by now. So I don't believe they're printing this anymore outside of just the Bondi store. So you're just not going to find this in stores at all. And if you do, you're just going to find it at a very, very high marked up price. If you see these cards, I would prioritize the cards from, you know, Pure EB01, Pure EB01 and EB01. I'll talk about Pure EB02 and EB02 in a second. Another card from Pure EB01. This one a little different because it's one. I mean, Hiyori is, I guess, kind of forgettable. Some people like her, but it's not like a character somebody like loves. But this is a very, very playable card. I play this into my decks, and I think it's going to be good. You know, in OP14, because Boa is going to play this, Nami's going to play this, which is basically the two decks I play. And you play 4 of this card, so I can see the reason why this being as expensive it was. I think right out of the gate when it first came out, it was like $60 to $80 card. And just looking at the sales recently, it hit a high point of 180 to 200. The highest sale being 227, but it looks like it has been coming back down. Lowest TCG listing is 121. So let's check this again. Can I click on that? There you go. So my case in point, sometimes the listing doesn't update, so you gotta click on it to see. So not 121. What about 130? I can't even add the 130. Let's keep going. 139. All right, it's $140 alt art right now. Okay, so obviously lower than that $175 $200 price. But I think because the character itself is not high in demand or high popular, that's probably where it's going to be sitting at. Usually the buyouts I see are similar to what we see of this one. Very highly playable cards that it's going to be very usable in the next set. So we just see a lot of people buying them up. And then, as we speculate if it's going to do well. If it doesn't do well, we see it kind of go back down, or the card's not going to be as usable or as good anymore, then we see the card back down. So we kind of see that here, but I can also see collectors buying this because, again, there is 2 versions of this card, and this hands down is by far better than the other version. This card is very beautiful in person. Some of the TCG player, it just does not do the cards justice on how great these cards look, because it just doesn't show all the texturing of it, but it's a very, very beautiful card. Should you pick it up? Personal opinion, I don't think so unless you're playing it. There probably is going to be less out there, just because if there's going to be a lot of players and a lot of players who want to play this high rarity stuff, they have to play 4 of these. I don't think there's just going to be a lot for folks to collect, but I think once they're done with it, they're going to put it back in the market. So I don't think necessarily this is a card you need to pick up right now, but it's still a good card to pick up. The last card from PRB I want to talk about is this Luffy card. So this was a promo, and it got reprinted in this set. So PRB1 actually had a few promos that they reprinted, this being one of them. And I mean, it's just a Luffy card. So obviously anything Luffy has just skyrocketed. This was a $10 card, $9 card. And now we see recent sale of 88 and 99. This guy over here also missed the memo, and sold his for $12.99, so good for him. But it's like, what can I get it at? 80 bucks or 75 bucks? Can I click on this? So I can. So it's 70, 75, 76 bucks for this card right now. Same reasoning as the other ones. Limited set, limited copies. There was just so many alt arts in PRB01. It's hard to get the one you want. So there's just not that many out there. And nobody's going to be opening PRB01 anymore. So whatever's out there is out there. If you like this art, just pick it up now before it goes any higher. I don't think this is going to break 100. I think it's going to sit where it kind of is right now. But this is just me. Again, this is me speculating. I don't want this to be hitting like a $200 card and you guys come back at me and be like, you said it was going to be $70. No, but personal opinion wise, I think it's going to stay at that 70 bucks range. Last card from this set, I promise, is Yamato. Now, Yamato, unlike Hiyori, is a popular card, or not, sorry, popular character. So I can see this card going up a little bit more, and I like the art. It's like a very clean art. It just looks really nice. This is one of the other ones that was also expensive when it came out of PRB 01, just because of playability. I don't think it's really playable anymore, but it's still very great artwork. And as always, yeah, I mean, it has always been expensive. At the slowest point, it was 60 bucks, and right now, recent sale of 115. Lowest I can get TCG verified 120. I think it's a great card to pick up, because again, same reasoning. Limited set, they're not printing anymore. So many alt arts, hard to get the ones that you want. So good pickup. All right, guys, a few more that I wanted to talk about. So I'm just gonna do a quick one for all these EB01 cards. So you got Laboon, Chopper, and Mr. 2. All three of these, all really great cards from EB01. And it's the same. I'm going to give you the same reasoning that I give you in PRB01. It's a limited set. They're not really printing this anymore outside of maybe the Bandai store. So whatever's out there is out there. EB01's getting to a point where, again, it doesn't make sense to open, especially the pools in the set doesn't make sense, because the two most expensive cards in the set is obviously the Manga Chopper, and I believe this card right here, which is the Juan Clay alt art, which right now is sitting around 180 bucks. I can see this card being over 200, but again, it's a Nami card, so the Gooners like myself love me my Namis, so I got a play set of her because I play 2. This is a staple in most purple decks, so a lot of players are gonna, when purple's popular, a lot of players are gonna want this. It's gonna eat up the market, so people who are wanting to collect it aren't really gonna find it. But players also collect this too, so they'll most likely keep 1 or 2 for themselves. I can see this being $200 easily. I mean, it is pretty much $200 right now. So 180, lowest TCG verified, 225. So yeah, I think that's kind of where it's going to be sitting at. I don't think it's going to hit 300 plus, but if you see it, I would definitely pick this up. Last thing I wanted to talk about is EB02. This is, I don't want to say undervalued, but this is a pretty correct set if you think about it. The reason why I bring this set up is anytime you guys see a gold leader, pick that thing up, because there's 26 of them and you're not even guaranteed one in a case, which is absolutely insane. So it's just a very hard thing to find. So if you ever find one in the wild, pick it up, because they will most likely go up in value. They're already expensive right? I remember having this king for the longest time. At 100, it was sitting around 100, 120. Most recent sale is $400, and then look at that, $400. So, and you just look at the sales. I mean, all the sales fit in one page for this game. So that just tells you there's just not a lot out there. It just means whoever bought this one on 1020, the next one available was $400. So the jump between, you know, each is probably going to be a lot. Well, looks like somebody have been buying these out. So 500, this is all 500. Bonnie's like 500 now. So it's already expensive. I think it's just going to keep getting more expensive just because of how rare these cards are. All right, guys. I'm done rambling. I appreciate you guys making it this far in the video. If you guys like the market watch videos, please let me know. Let me know what you guys want to see and what you guys want me to talk about. And you know, I'll keep doing these market videos every week and kind of keep you guys up to date what's going on in the market. But again, I appreciate you guys all for watching. If you haven't already, please comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know what I can do better in this video, what cards you'd like to see, what seal stuff you'd like to see. I'll be more than happy to talk about it all. But yeah, I will. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe. I already said that. All right, guys, take it easy. Have a good one. Bye-bye.